States. But that's going to take a lot of political skill. Does this government have that political skill?
I don't think I want to vouch for Marcos Jr. yet, but I think he has done far better than many people expected from him the other year. In fact, the expectation of most so-called experts was that Marcos Jr. will be kind of like a Duterte 2.0. He'll finish off what Duterte could not, which is essentially making the Philippines like a vassal state of China and a very unreliable or just a kind of a superficial ally of the U.S. And yet that's not what's happened. I think Marcos Jr. is someone who was part of his father's efforts of normalizing ties with China back in the day in 1970s. He has a lot of experience with geopolitics on a personal level, and he has many, many good advisors around him. So I'm cautiously optimistic that he will not be foolish enough to provoke China, but also not foolish enough to do what his predecessor did. Therefore, I think what he will do is to constantly hedge, keep the alliance with the United States strong enough so that we're not too weak and we have bargaining position with China, but at the same time, not to make it too strong and too in your face so that it will undermine our diplomatic and economic relations with China. It's going to be absolutely difficult, but our hope is it will work, because if it doesn't work, all of us are going to be troubled. By the way, I'm in Vietnam right now, and our hope is not only Philippines, but Philippines will work with other ASEAN countries with similar concerns with China so that we can have an effective collective front in dealing with it. That's why the role of ASEAN is also very important in how we address these problems in this part of the world.
I want to thank all our guests, Richard Heydarian, Gregory Poling and Andrew Lung, and I want to thank